Okay, welcome to this class. This is the 23rd lecture, and here we will discuss the relationship or how we will interpret an adiabatic process and how we can under what circumstances we will call it an isoentropic process. That means we will view an adiabatic process in the light of the entropy, the property called entropy. Okay. Now we know that the change in entropy, only in the last class we did this, that ds is equal to dq by t and dsi. This is a statement valid for any thermodynamic process, but for an irreversible process this part is not present, right? So this part is present only for irreversible process. Now you see, if you consider a reversible adiabatic process, okay, now before that I will tell you that what is literally ds. Ds is change in entropy of the system during the process. What is dq by t? Dq by t is the magnitude of heat transfer taking place at temperature T. This is an external factor because you know heat is a path function and heat is a form of energy which must cross the boundary either to or in or to or from the system. So this dq by t is an external heat interaction which can either take a positive value or a negative value depending on whether heat is supplied to the system or heat is rejected by the system. And the second thing is change in entropy or increase in entropy. It is always an increase because this is positive. Increase in entropy of the system because of the irreversibility present. The irreversibility present means because of the presence of the noise, friction, turbulence, etc., etc. Okay. Now take the case of a reversible adiabatic process. Now take a reversible adiabatic process. So what will be the change in entropy for a reversible adiabatic process? It's a reversible process, so this term is 0. It is a reversible process, so there is no irreversibility. So this term is 0. This is an adiabatic process. What is an adiabatic process? Adiabatic process is a process in which there is no heat transfer. That means this heat transfer part is also 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0. So ds is 0. ds is 0 means change in entropy of the final entropy minus the initial entropy is 0, or in other words the final entropy is same as initial entropy, or in other words this reversible adiabatic process is an isoentropic process. So this is an isoentropic process. Just like an isobaric process, isochoric process, isothermal process, there is a process called isoentropic process where the entropy remains constant, it doesn't change. And what kind of process is an isoentropic process? It has to be a reversible adiabatic process. If it is only reversible, then only this is 0. This may have a positive or negative value. If it is only an adiabatic process, then this is 0 and you are not sure about this. So only when it is reversible and adiabatic, then only it is an isoentropic process. Okay. Now suppose you take another case where this is an adiabatic process but still an isoentropic process. This is an adiabatic process and still it is an adiabatic process but not reversible. So adiabatic process means this is 0 but this is positive. So change in entropy is not 0. Therefore this is not an isoentropic process. But if it is a reversible and isoentropic process, okay, it's a reversible process. So this part is 0. It's an isoentropic process, so this part is 0. So what about this? This has to be 0. It has to be 0. This has to be 0. So a reversible isoentropic process is an adiabatic process. That means every time when you are talking of an adiabatic process, it is not isoentropic. Only when it is reversible and adiabatic, then only it will be isoentropy. or it will be reversible and isoentropic, then only it will be adiabatic. Okay, so do not get confused. A process is adiabatic does not mean that it is an isoentropic process. An adiabatic process can be an isoentropic process only when it is both reversible as well as adiabatic. Similarly, an isoentropic process does not necessarily be an adiabatic process. It will be an adiabatic process only when it is both isoentropic as well as reversible. Clear? Another situation may also arise that the process is not adiabatic. It's not an adiabatic process, but it is still an isoentropic process. That means this is not an adiabatic process, but this is not a reversible process also, but it is an isoentropic process. Isoentropic process means this is 0. So 0 is equal to, not necessarily 0 has to be 0 plus 0. 0 can be some quantity minus that same quantity can also be 0. So suppose there is some increase in entropy due to this, and there is some decrease in entropy by the same amount due to this, then also this plus this will be equal to 0. So in this case it is not adiabatic because there is some heat transfer. So it is not adiabatic, and there is some heat entropy change due to irreversibility. So this is also not reversible. So an isoentropic process does not necessarily has to be a reversible process. It can be irreversible also. It can be irreversible, but there has to be same amount of entropy rise due to irreversibility as the entropy drop due to external heat interaction. And here the heat interaction is heat removal, because this has to be negative and this is always positive. So look at this situation, and then only you can decide whether to call an adiabatic process a isoentropic one or not. So it has to be reversible in order to be called an isoentropic process, right? Now, in the light of this knowledge, can we not draw Carnot cycle in a different plane other than PV? PV plane we already know, and we are very conversant with this diagram. This is a reversible isothermal, followed by a reversible adiabatic, followed by another reversible isothermal, and lastly a reversible adiabatic again. We know that in a Carnot cycle all processes are reversible. That is the basic bottom line of a Carnot cycle, that all processes are reversible. It consists of 2 reversible isothermals, 2 reversible adiabatics, and in the PV diagram it looks like this. So if you take P in the y axis and V in the x axis, then P in the y axis and V in the x axis, then you have this diagram. Now let us name it as 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So translate it into TS plane. If you translate it into the TS plane and temperature entropy plane, then what kind of process it is? 1 to 2 is what kind of process? 1 to 2 is reversible isothermal heat addition. So you are at temperature T1, you are adding an amount Q1 here. At temperature T2, you are rejecting an amount Q2 here. So here the temperature is T2, and it is an isothermal process. How does an isothermal process look like in a TS diagram? It will be a vertical line or a horizontal line. Temperature is constant and temperature is in the y-axis. So it will be a horizontal line. It will be a horizontal line. 1 to 2 is a reversible isothermal process. Temperature is constant, so it is isothermal, and it is drawn not by solid, not by dotted line, but by solid line, indicating that it is a reversible process. And we know that in the Carnot cycle every process is a reversible process. Now 1 to 2 is a reversible isothermal process. Now 2 to 3 क्या है? Reversible है और adiabatic है. It's a reversible adiabatic process. What does it mean? It means that just now we discussed a reversible and adiabatic means it is an isoentropic process. That means entropy will remain constant, and entropy is there in the x-axis. So what kind of line will it look like, where or in which or along which entropy is constant? It will be a vertical line. So 2 to 3 is a reversible adiabatic process. It's a vertical line. Entropy here and entropy here are same. So 2 to 3 is the reversible adiabatic process or simply an isoentropic process. Now 3 to 4 will be again a reversible isothermal process, this one reversible isothermal process, and 4 to 1 will be a reversible adiabatic process like this. So this is your T1, in the T scale it is T1, here it is T2, T2. So T1 and T2. So your Carnot cycle will look like a, or is, not look like, it is a rectangle in a TS diagram. So the analysis of Carnot cycle H compared to PV diagram is easier in case of a TS diagram, this because this is a rectangle. Okay. Now one more important thing is that after that we will again come back to this Carnot cycle. Now see, take a PV plane and take a process 1 to 2. What is the area under the curve? What does it indicate? What does it represent? It represents the work done or work associated with that process. Okay. Now if there is expansion, if the volume is in the arrow mark is in this direction, this is positive work. If the arrow mark is in the reverse direction, it is a negative work. Similarly, in the, and how do you get this W? This W is integration of P dV. Now look, W is dW is P dV, and W in a process 1 to 2 is calculated by integration of P dV, right? Now here for a reversible process, what kind of process it is? A reversible process, because it's solid line. And I told you that the mathematics can be carried out only on reversible process, not on any irreversible process, because precisely in a reversible process the intermediate points are equilibrium points and are known to us. In an irreversible process we only know about the end points and not exactly about the intermediate points, because they are not in equilibrium points, and because an irreversible process occurs very fast. So intermediate temperature, pressure, volume values are difficult and impossible to record. Now look at this. We have just seen that ds is equal to dq by t for a reversible process. So what about dq? dq is tds. So what about q in process 1 to 2? It is q is equal to integration of tds from 1 to 2. Now look at this expression and this expression. Are they not resembling? Are they not looking alike? They are. Okay. So similarly, just like PV diagram, if you draw TS diagram and draw a curve and take the area under the curve, like here it was giving the total amount of work associated with the process, here it will give the total amount of heat associated with that process. And this arrow mark will tell you the heat transfer is positive or negative. Now what does this arrow mark mean? This arrow mark means that entropy is increasing, and entropy is increasing means dq by t is positive. So it is this area is now representing heat supplied. Had it been in the opposite direction like this, entropy is decreasing, therefore heat transfer is negative. That means the same area that is representing the magnitude of heat removed from the system. So this is how we have to interpret, and in the next class we will derive the expression for Carnot cycle efficiency, same 1 minus T2 by T1, but in the light of this entropy knowledge. Okay, this much for this class. Let us stop this class here. Next class we will start from Carnot cycle and we will try to understand a principle called principle of entropy increase. Okay, or simply entropy principle, that we will do in the next class. Thank you.